Good morning children, welcome to e-learning session. In the last video, we have learned about the acids and bases, properties of acids and bases, then examples of acids and bases. In today's session, we'll be dealing with indicators and acid rain. So watch the video carefully, learn and write the notes. So natural indicators. So in the last class, as I said, we have studied about the examples of acids and bases and properties of acids and bases. Just to revise the properties of acids and bases, acids are sour in taste, whereas bases are bitter in taste. Acid turn blue litmus red, whereas bases turns red litmus blue. Acids change methyl orange to red, whereas bases change methyl orange to yellow. Then phenolphthalein, it remains colorless in acidic condition, whereas phenolphthalein gives pink color in basic solution. Acids, they do not give soapy touch, whereas bases, they are soapy to touch. Acids, they give hydrogen ions in solution, whereas bases, they give hydroxyl ions in solution. So what are these indicators? So we cannot test every object and find its nature, whether it is acidic or basic. So therefore we use indicators. An indicator is a substance that can determine if another substance is acidic or basic in nature. So indicator is used to determine whether a substance is acidic or basic. So how does it indicate? The indicators indicate the presence of an acid or base in a substance by changing their color. So if the solution changes the color, it can indicate whether it is an acid or base. So here in the picture you can see some of the natural indicators. Turmeric, then China rose petals. China rose petals is hibiscus. Okay, then you can see litmus papers. Okay, these are the natural indicators. In addition to this, you have methyl orange and phenolphthalein. These are also natural indicators. See in the picture, phenolphthalein, it is colorless in acidic solution, whereas it is pink in basic solution. Then methyl orange, it is red in acidic solution and it gives yellow color in basic solution. So here we'll first deal with litmus. Litmus is also a natural indicator which is obtained from lichens. So what is this litmus? Litmus, it is a natural indicator. It is used in labs. So litmus is available in the form of solution and also in the form of paper strips. So litmus, it changes color. These are the papers. There are two types of litmus papers. That is red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. So if blue litmus paper changes to red, then we can say it is an acidic solution. If the red litmus paper changes to blue, you can say it is a basic solution. So there are two types of litmus papers. That is red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. So if blue litmus paper changes to red, see in the picture you can see blue litmus paper changing to red, then it is an acidic solution. If the red litmus paper changes to blue, here the litmus paper originally it is red and it is changing to blue. Okay, so the solution is said to be basic. So litmus papers, they are used to identify the whether the solution is acidic or basic. So here you have the effect of litmus paper on various solutions. For example, tap water. So tap water, it does not changes. Either red litmus paper, it will no change, and blue litmus paper, no change. So what is it then? It is a neutral solution. Then we have detergent solution. Detergent solution, it changes red litmus paper to blue. that means it is basic. Then aerated drinks such as cool drinks, okay, so they are acidic, that is they changes the blue litmus paper to red. Then soap solution, what happens? Red litmus paper changes to blue, so it is a basic. Similarly, you have shampoo, okay, shampoo is also acidic, that is it changes blue litmus paper to red. Then we have common salt solution, so here no change, that means it is neither acidic nor basic, it is neutral. Then sugar solution also no change, so it is neutral. Then coming to vinegar, what happens? It changes blue litmus paper to red, that means it is acidic. Then baking soda, it changes red litmus paper to blue, that means it is basic. Similarly, milk of magnesia and washing soda, they changes red litmus paper to blue, they are basic. Then finally lime water, okay, it changes red litmus paper to blue, that is they are basic. These are all basic solutions. Next, in the next slide, we can see here we have an activity, that is how do you prove that turmeric is as an indicator. So here we have to do an activity, that is take some turmeric powder, then add a bit of water to it and prepare turmeric paste. Now rub this turmeric paste on a white paper as shown in a picture. Okay, let it dry. After drying, draw a flower on that paper with a pencil. So first you have to take a turmeric powder, add a bit of water to it and make it paste. Then rub the turmeric paste on a white paper. Draw a flower on that paper with a pencil. Then color the flower, only flower part you have to color it with a soap water using brush. So after adding soap water, we can see that the flower changes to red color. So this activity indicates that turmeric is a natural indicator. So indicator is a substance which tells us whether it is acidic or basic by changing the color. So here we have one more activity, okay, that is take a natural acid, say lemon juice, in a 6 test tubes. Okay, so take a natural acid, that is lemon juice. You have to take it in 6 test tubes. Then you have to add copper, zinc, magnesium, iron, brass and aluminium pieces to each of the test tubes separately. And note your observations. So we have taken a lemon juice in 6 test tubes. To it we have added copper, zinc, magnesium, iron, brass, aluminium pieces to each one of the test tube separately. Then we have to note observations. So light a matchstick and introduce it into the test tube. When you bring a matchstick near the test tube, what will happen? It catches fire with a sound. So we have seen that a gas is evolved. So that gas, it is a hydrogen gas. So Henry Cavendish, an Italian scientist, discovered hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas does not have color. So it catches fire with a pop sound. So this is the second activity in the textbook. Now coming next to acid rains. Now what is this acid rain? So acid rain, some pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide are liberated into the air by industries and they react with water vapor in air to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. They are released by industries. So after releasing, they come in contact with the water vapor present in air and gets converted into sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Okay, then these acids, they come down as rain, which is called as acid rain. So here it is a table. How does acid rain occur? That is sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, they get released by factories. They goes up into the atmosphere. Then in the atmosphere they react with water vapor present in the atmosphere, and when they come in contact with the water vapor in the atmosphere, they gets converted into sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Then this acid comes down with rain known as acid rain. Here in the picture you can see, so sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, it get mixed with water forming sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Okay, and this sulfuric acid and nitric acid, they fall down in the form of an acid rain. So acid rain, it is harmful for living as well as non-living things. So acid present in the acid rain makes it difficult for humans and animals to breathe. It also decreases the fertility of the soil and thereby affecting the plant life. So it is affecting animal life as well as plant life. In addition to it, it affects the non-living things also. So for example, monuments and buildings, they get discolored due to acid rain. See in the picture you can see Taj Mahal. So it is slowly changing its color. That is, it is becoming yellowish due to acid rain. So acid rain is harmful to living as well as non-living things. So I hope you understood today's topic, that is indicators and acid rain. In the next session, we'll deal with the neutralization and salts. So I'll be posting the homework in WhatsApp. Learn and write. So you have to write the test between 7 to 8 p.m. in the evening. So after thorough learning, then you have to write the test. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy.